Failing to plan is planning to fail. Welcome or welcome back to another episode of Imade Speaks. And how are we doing? Well, I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay at this end. And classes have started. I've been giving tests, assignments, and also long hours of classes. I had a very long class today. I was literally in my mind, Ma, please, can you just leave? Let me go home and go and eat. I'm tired. That was what was on my mind. I'm serious. But eventually I reached home and I was glad. But yeah, how are we doing? I can't hear how you are doing, but I definitely know you are doing well. I definitely know that your everything is going on well with you. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, which is centered on planning. And so the topic for today is, why do you plan? Why do you plan? And is the bad thing is that most people do not take planning seriously. Most people just live their life anyhow it comes. The next morning is going to be good. Just wake up and be going to the day. And I'm talking to myself too. It's not because I'm not guilty. But I saw the importance, or I rather started seeing the importance of it recently, and I decided to share. And planning is very important. How that the person who created you, God, plans. He does everything in order. So tell me, who are you not to plan? Who are you not to plan? Planning is very important. Planning takes care of a lot of things that we would never imagine it does take care of. So today I'm going to be talking about 3 importance of planning, why we should plan, and maybe subsequently the next episode I'll be talking about how to plan. So today we're going to just focus on 3 points. And the first on my list is planning helps you to manage your time. Definitely, planning helps you to manage your time. Let's take, for example, look at the scenario where you are supposed to go to work, you're supposed to go to school the next day, and you slept off without taking care of the clothes you have to wear the next day, maybe deciding what to wear the next day or the shoe to put on. And you wake up in the morning, and after taking your bath, you start looking for clothes to wear, shoe to put on. Do you know how stressful that can be? Do you know how many minutes that would take you? It happens to me too. But what if we start looking at the clothes we have to wear a day before? What if we start saying, okay, this is what I will wear, this is the shoe I will put on a day before, the next day? It will save us a lot of time that we'll never imagine it will. So this is what planning does to you. Let's take, for example, again, you write out the schedule you want in a particular, like you write out your schedule for the next day. Maybe the next day I want to read this particular book. The next day I'm going to be going to class. I have to pick up something. You write out what you want to do. It saves you the time of racking your brain and what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? You've already written it out. You're already going for it. Planning saves you a lot of time. You can plan for now. You can plan for future. And the good thing is that God is always interested in us planning. So when we are planning, He wants us to plan with Him. Because He says the thoughts He has for us is of good and not of evil, to give us what? An expected end. So if we decide to put in our planning, He will lead us through. So I was reading a book, and How to Become a Mental Millionaire. I think I've mentioned that book in this podcast before, and it's called How to Become a Mental Millionaire. And he was like, a day before, why not ask your subconscious mind, what do you want me to do the next day? Now the subconscious mind, as a Christian, should be the Holy Spirit to you. Yeah, the subconscious mind knows you better. He knows who you are better. So why not ask, what do you want me to do? What am I going to do the next day? Lead me to the next day. That's what planning does for you. Once you go into the next day, having things planned out, your day would definitely go well. You will not be racking your brain, and you will save yourself a lot of time. And also, planning puts you on an edge. Let's look at this scenario. Where you as a student, you're about to write an exam. Maybe it's 2 months to your exam. Because you have cultivated the habit of planning the books to read. You have cultivated the habit of, okay, this is what I will read today, this is what I will not read, this is how my day will go. You have managed your time wisely. When it's close to exam, you have covered most of the subjects, you have covered most of the courses. And there's another person who had no plan throughout the semester, just went into the semester, and I told you I'm talking to myself in this point because I'm guilty. And you're going into the semester and you have nothing planned out. How you will read, what you should read, what you should be doing in the semester, you had totally nothing planned out. And it's 2 months to exam. When it's finally exam, between the first person and the second person, who do you think will do better in exam? Of course, the first person will do better, because that person had already planned out everything. That person was already reading before the time for the exam. So definitely the first person will succeed more. And looking at it in another aspect, where we have a year that person A is going into 2025 and person B is going into 2025. Person A already has a plan for 2025 because he has planned with God. This is what I'm to do. This is what I'm not supposed to do. This is where I'm to go. These are the things I should focus on. In 2025, I should read this particular amount of book. 2025, I'm going for this particular job. In 2025, I'm doing this particular thing. And person B is just going into 2025 without no plan, without nothing. Tell me, who do you think will do better in 2025? Of course, it's person A. So it puts you on an edge above others. And also, it helps you stay organized. Very organized. I'm taking you back to the first example I made, where a particular person who sleeps a night before without setting out the clothes to wear, without outlining his or her schedule the next day, and wakes up the next morning and start looking for what to wear, start looking for the shoe to put on. Do you know how disorganized that person will be? Like, you know how scattered you can be when you are searching, racking your brain, especially when you are running late. It takes the grace of God to arrange your things back. I'm telling you, it takes the grace of God. So it helps you to stay organized. You won't be looking for, this is what I'll wear, this is what I will not wear. And because you have already planned out your day, you will not be feeling, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Like, it just makes you feel comfortable and helps you to comport yourself. That's what planning actually does. And planning is a beautiful thing. God has everything planned out. God is not a disorganized person. He does everything in order. And that's what planning does for you. It helps you to do things in order. There's this particular verse in the Bible, Proverbs 21 verse 5, that says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty." Can you imagine? So when you plan, there's a good tendency that you'll be rich. But when you decide not to plan, there's a good tendency that you end in poverty. The Bible said so. I didn't say it. The plans of the diligent. And there's something outlined here. The plans of the diligent. Diligent means when you plan, you have to run through with that plan, right? But if you fail to run through with it, but you will still end in poverty. So that's the difference. If you are diligent with your plan, if you follow your plan strictly, definitely you're going to end in praise. Alright, so let's remember, I started with this quote: failing to plan is planning to fail. If you do not plan, you have already planned to fail. Alright, so on a recap, we discussed why we should plan, and we stated out 3 points. Time management, which helps you to not waste your time. It puts you on an edge. You become better than those who did not plan. And thirdly, it helps you stay organized. you will not be put out of order. When everything is going disorderly for other people, you will stay organized. Your steez will be maintained. You remain demure and classy. Yes, that's how it goes. That's how it usually ends if you plan out your day. Alright, so we'll be ending now. And I hope you have learned a lot, because I have learned a lot. And I am rooting for everyone. I'm rooting for all of us. And I will speak to us in the next episode. Please stay well. Alright. Bye.